Good morning, Lions. My name is John Bradley, and you are watching the Roars School Life. It's November, and that can only mean one thing: Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving has become a staple of American culture, in part because of the amazing food that we partake in: turkey, casseroles, mac and cheese, and of course, pumpkin pie. However, between the spooky season and the Thanksgiving festivities, there's one holiday that often goes unappreciated, and that's Veterans Day. Veterans Day celebrates all veterans of the U.S. military who have honorably served, including those who have fallen, those currently serving, and those who have retired. Today, I'd like to interview a few of these individuals to hear their stories.
Hi, my name is Staff Sergeant Antonio Brown. I joined the Army in 2001 through 2005. I was a 19 kilo armor tank crewman. Stationed in Fort Hood, Texas, 1st Cavalry Division, go 1st Cav, 212. My experience with the military and with my unit, I really enjoyed it. It taught me a lot. I was trained for war, so when 9/11 took off, we knew then, hey, all that we had trained, all that we had practiced, it's time to put it to action. So we was the second wave to go over in December 2003. I was there for 16 months on tanks, and I got back home, I think it was March 2005. But my experience there, we rolled over in up Armored Humvees, patrol downtown Baghdad, and until one day my Humvee got hit by a roadside bomb, and we got hit, and in the process of, I'm getting pulled out the vehicle, AK-47, RPGs, and everything's going off, so it was an ambush. So I was able to go back. They was able to take me back to the camp, and after that, our commander called Fort Hood and say, railhead the tanks. And after that, probably 2 weeks later, the tanks came to Baghdad, and we patrolled in tanks. And long story short, I've been through a lot through war, but I won't take nothing back. Military did me justice, and I was so proud to serve my country.
My name is Mr. Kodia. I've been at Prattville for about 7-8 years. I joined the military in 1998. After I graduated high school, my parents had offered to pay for college for me, but they didn't want me to waste their money because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to take. My friends at the time were doing some, sketchy stuff, and I didn't want to be a part of that either. And because I really didn't have a clear goal, I had decided the military was the best option for me at that time period. I joined the Air Force, and I was a security forces member, which is basically like a cop for the military. During my time, I had a really good time overall. I was stationed in Saudi Arabia. I was stationed in Robbins, but I deployed to Saudi Arabia during 9/11, and then I was stationed in Kyrgyzstan, which is right next to Afghanistan. During my time in the military, it did teach me a lot as far as like discipline, respect, integrity. The core values were integrity first, excellence in all we do, and service for self. And I kind of live those in my life to this day, even though I'm not military anymore, just because they really ring true to me as a person. Like, always just do what's right, even when no one's looking, is something that you should always do. And because you never know when somebody is looking, obviously, and you always want to put that best foot forward in life by doing what's right. And I got out in about 2009, 2010-ish. I was medically retired for asthma, and I would not be in the position I am today had it not been for the military.
Hi, I'm Coach Fisher. I served in the United States Navy 2002 to 2010. I was deployed to Bahrain, Dubai, Suda Crete, Djibouti, Africa, Rhoda, Spain, and Ireland. I was a master at arms, military police, doing inshore boat security. Being a veteran means a lot to me because I chose to serve. I was not selected to, go in the draft or anything. I chose to defend our country, to have freedoms that we have today. Becoming a teacher, I'm able to use that military training and demeanor for my students, to get them to do what I did as a student, or to be a productive citizen in our community. When we're talking about celebrating Veterans Day, as a kid, I had military parents, and so it wasn't anything different for me because I knew what my parents did. I think just a regular citizen who's never served in the military, honoring just by thanking a veteran, hey, thank you for your service, goes a long way. I didn't do it for the recognition. I know a lot of my shipmates and other service members, they did not do it for the recognition. They did it because they wanted to. There are some that, made a career out of it. I actually got injured, and I'm a disabled veteran, so it's a little bit different for me because of what happened to me. So just telling a veteran thank you is a big way to celebrate Veterans Day.
Thank you to all of the veterans who are willing to give their experiences with the military. Veterans Day is a holiday which should be celebrated and honored for many reasons. To celebrate it yourself, it can be as simple as going and telling a veteran that you are thankful for their service. These individuals have worked steadfastly to promote the general welfare and better the common good of the American people, and they should be respected and honored as such. Thank you for watching.
Good morning, Lions. Today I'm interviewing Hudson Lee. Would you like to say what organizations you volunteered in?
Usually my youth group outside of school, we work with organizations at Montgomery. One time we went to Colorado. NHS is about a lot of organizations or helping out around the community, and Peer Helpers is about helping out around the school.
Alrighty. What do you do as a volunteer?
Basically, it goes mostly with just yard work or public service, picking up trash, organizing different organizations. Basically, if somebody's like, hey, we need you to help us organize this entire room, because people who are unemployed usually go work or usually use this place as a library. Mm-hmm. Then we just go in and we organize a lot of stuff. We move boxes. We throw out a bunch of clothes or stuff like that.
That seems really good. Well, you do all this hard work. Why do you do this? Why did you become a volunteer?
I really want to help make the world a better place, one little act at a time.
Who organizes these events?
Usually members of, say, my youth group leader, Stephen, youth minister Stephen, he'll reach out to different organizations and see if we can help out in the community. NHS already has a few people that they partnered up with, so we just go up to the president or the person who organizes all of these. Well, I guess the president of NHS will help us. And Peer Helpers, Miss Amos and Miss McGee, work with organizing all of these different things that we do. Usually we help out with if it's a month of awareness.
What would be the purpose of someone volunteering?
I guess usually with volunteering we need all the help we can get. The more people the better, and it just goes to show how much people care about their community when they all step in and they all pitch in and help everything runs smoothly.
Is there any future events going on ahead of time? Anything big?
Oh, we are trying to gather enough equipment hygienic, food, clothes, basically like a giant canned food drive for the victims of Hurricane Milton for peer helpers.
How does one become a volunteer?
You can join. I'm not sure if I'm sure it's too late to join peer helpers and NHS, but it's never too late to go to your local like church for your youth group and just ask the youth minister if there's anything that you can do around the around like the community, and listen to your announcements, because usually whenever we have like ideas about like some of these drives, we're trying to make it more publicly accessible for people who aren't a part of these clubs to actually pitch in and help.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome back, Lions. We're back with Lions Sports Central. We're here to talk about Lions basketball, some college stuff, college basketball and football, and some NFL.
So for high school, obviously our football season has ended. Boys basketball has our first game at Lamp. First off, I don't like the school name Lamp. I don't know what it stands for, but I don't really like it. And girls basketball, we have the 11th of November, so that's just a couple days after boys basketball tips off. And that's actually at home against Chilton County. So y'all go out and support that. Then we got another crazy week at SEC football. The big game this week is going to be Alabama at LSU. So what's our picks for that one?
Okay, I don't know why you said big game, but it's not really a big game.
Yes, it's a big game.
For the SEC, yes, it's a big game, but I don't see it as a big game as a fan for Bama. I feel like depending on if Bama goes back to they were for the Tennessee, South Carolina, Vanderbilt game, we will lose that game. But if we were stay in the motion that we're doing, stay consistent in how we play Missouri. And yes, I know Missouri's under the barrel.
Bad. Missouri's so bro. I don't even know why they were ranked when y'all played, because they're so
yes,
bad.
Missouri is raw though. But we did kind of expose them how bad they are. But if we played like how we played during Missouri, I'm not finished. We could honestly beat LSU probably in a close game, probably overtime game. For me, it depends on how we play.
Who's your final take though? Like
Bama.
your final pick.
My
Bama?
final pick will be Bama.
All right, I got LSU in a close one at home. Look, if they were on the neutral field, I'd probably pick Bama, but it's in LSU. And last time it was in LSU, this would happen.
Daniels for the win. Caught. It's good. LSU does it. Mason Taylor. And a night they'll never forget in Baton Rouge.
So I got LSU in that game. Alabama's really struggled on the road.
Multiple times that this team is not disciplined enough to be
Yeah,
honest
the
with you.
team's not disciplined. It's not really that well coached, and it just feels like a bipolar team.
No, I feel like it's a well-coached team. I feel like Carolina Board is really got to discipline these players.
Hold on. Can we go back? Because I think you said something before we started recording, and we got to go back to it, bro. Mickey, you said LSU. Did you say LSU was overrated?
I never
Or
said
LSU
that. No,
sucks?
I said LSU sucks.
LSU does not suck.
No. What I was saying is that when they were generally good, not how they're doing. They're mid right now. They're
not.
mid.
They're not mid.
They have their. It's like with Alabama. They're mid. They
They're
kind of
not
suck.
mid. They only have 2 losses and one.
Same
was
thing
to
with
a UNC
Bama.
team.
And yet people say Alabama sucks with 2 losses.
LSU didn't lose to Vandy.
Okay, Vandy's a raw team.
Vandy's not a raw team. Vandy has a really good transfer portal quarterback. And
Exactly.
is having a miracle season.
A miracle. He's always had a good season wherever team went to.
You lost to Tennessee, who is an elite team and definitely isn't mid. But LSU, the only loss that LSU
Okay,
had that
so
doesn't look good on the rest.
So you're saying
is
Texas?
USC.
You're saying Texas sucks because they almost lost to Vanderbilt too.
I didn't say Texas sucks. You're saying LSU sucks, and I didn't say Bama sucks either.
I'm
I
just
think
saying.
they're a bipolar team.
Same thing with LSU. They're bipolar.
Yes.
They just lost to Texas A&M.
Then don't say they suck. And the only reason they lost to Texas A&M is because their defense couldn't hold strong, which they couldn't do all of last year.
So why?
Let's be for real. LSU kind of sucked last year, but they don't suck this year. They're a playoff caliber team.
I never said they weren't a playoff.
You
caliber
said
team.
LSU sucks.
Yeah, because they overrated.
There's a difference in that. Auburn got a bye week. I feel like somehow
They're gonna lose the bye week.
I feel like somehow I'm gonna figure out a way to lose the bye week. We got Georgia at Ole Miss. Who we got in that game?
I'm gonna say Georgia mainly because the defense is so stacked. Their D line always can pressure that QB. As we saw in the Texas game, look what happened. They got pressure on that QB really good. Well,
I was gonna pick Ole Miss, but after the LSU game, they played really well. But LSU just somehow went off on Ole Miss, and I feel like if the defense keeps allowing those big plays like they did in that game, and that I mean obviously it's different because it's a home field game and not an away game.
100%.
But I think I still got Georgia in that one. To be for real.
Some college basketball started. We got some games, some like the poll right now.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is gonna be the case when this comes out, but right now we only have the preseason poll,
the top 5.
and this is the top 5. We got Kansas, Alabama, UConn, Houston, and Iowa State. Then a little bit past the top 10, we got Auburn at 11, Tennessee at 12, and Texas A&M at 13. So I have a lot to say about this poll. First off, Alabama should not be ranked number 2. They are extremely overrated in this poll. I'm going to say that first up. Auburn is adequately rated. We are not a top 10 team, but we're pretty close, and we could be a top 10 team depending on how we play our non-conference schedule.
If you looked at last year, we did make it to the semifinals in March Madness.
I know, but it's March
But
Madness. Y'all had the easiest region.
I guess I feel like UConn should be like higher than Bama though.
Absolutely.
UConn's like a raw basketball school.
It just feels like every time Alabama starts getting good at a sport, somehow
They always
the
get
AP poll
overrated, though.
the AP poll will figure out a way to just push them up there. You know what I mean?